Instead of just being busy, how about you become a high value woman at work? You already know how to work hard. That's not the problem. The problem is that you're working hard on the wrong things. That's the wrong order. And so you have no space to think. You're constantly overwhelmed. You do not do the things that actually make you happy. Especially if you are a career girl, that's the easiest way to get overlooked and underpaid. I am going to share with you 10 micro habits that, if you apply, will help you to become more productive as an career girl. These habits are not about doing more, it's about how you can make what you're already doing actually count so that you're being the most productive version of yourself. You're spending energy that brings back to you more in returns than what you're actually getting now. The first thing you're going to do is to plan your week before it starts. Typically, I do this on a Friday or on Sunday. You want to pick one non-negotiable for your career, one non-negotiable for something you're building on the side. That could be a passion project, it could be your business, and then you want to pick one non-negotiable for the life that you're building over the next 10 years. And this is where discipline is required, because you want to have clarity on what you want to become in the next couple of years, in the next decade, and you want to actively be working towards that version of you. And once you've picked out these three important non-negotiables for the week, the next thing you're going to do is whittle this down to three negotiables for each day. So the first three for the week are going to be the big umbrella under which all the daily habits are going to form. The non-negotiables gets done, everything else is optional. The second micro habit you want to form is to get to work an hour earlier. This is something I did religiously when I used to work in corporate full-time in person. I would get to work at 7 a.m. on the dot. Work starts at 7:30, and I will spend the first hour working on my business, using the Wi-Fi, using the quiet environment before everyone else gets in, using the services that my employer has so generously given me as part of my benefit for working for them. One of the benefits of aiming to get to work an hour earlier is that you miss the rush hour traffic because you're going in a little earlier than everybody else, and so you do not waste time on the road. You get to work earlier and you get the peace and quiet to work for yourself before you dedicate the rest of your day to building someone else's dream. The third micro habit you want to form is to set a done threshold before you start any project. Done, not perfect. What are the things that makes this project okay and good enough to go? Perfectionism is just procrastination that is dressed nicely. So set a done threshold before you start any project. That's making sure that you have clear parameters on when the project is good enough to go, and immediately you reach that threshold, the project is out, it is sent by email, it is shipped, it is marked as done, and you can get feedback to improve it if it is necessary. The fourth micro habit you want to do during your day as a corporate girly is to find something to break the monotony of the day. Pick something to refill you as the day goes. Because I currently work from home, what I do is that I do my workouts later in the day around 2 to 3 p.m. And so that breaks up my day, and I can go back into work or go back to working on my personal projects after the workout is done. If you work in the office, what you can do is that you can go for a walk, you can have a cup of tea, and this is time where you're just relaxing. Notice that I didn't say go on social media and scroll. That is not rest, that is not refilling you, that is taken away from you. So do things that actually add to you. Take a walk, move your body, stretch, eat a snack, anything that makes you feel better instead of drained throughout the day. The fifth micro habit that will make you insanely productive as an ambitious career girl is to write your done list at the end of every day. You know, the to-do list system does not support you, but the done list will make you feel really good, because at the end of every day, you have a list of all the things that you have actually ticked off, all the things that you have accomplished in that day. What that does for you is that when it comes to the time when you're reviewing your week, which in turn goes into your monthly reviews that your employer should see, you would have a list of things you've actually accomplished. And in a separate video, I'm going to talk about how you can quantify that data so that you are more eligible for promotions and for benefits instead of just going to work, doing grant work and not putting anything down. So at the end of every day, write your done list, everything that you have accomplished, everything that has moved you forward on a project or that has given you feedback from the customer. Put it down because that will be useful to you. This is really important because it helps you to see where your time went and it helps you to become a better manager of your resources. The sixth micro habit, and this is one top habit of millionaires, billionaires even, is to block out time for thinking. Bill Gates is famously known for blocking out time a week to just go think. This is where ingenuity is born. It is no wonder that you get your brightest ideas in the shower. It's not a coincidence. It's because that is the time when you're not constantly feeding your brain with information. So block out time in your day for thinking alone, just 5 to 10 minutes where you're just sitting down, you're not scrolling on social media, you're not listening to music or a podcast, you're just seated thinking with your notebook. It could also be that you're going on a walk but you're not listening to anything, just so that your brain can do whatever it does best, which is to think. Number 7, you want to stop checking your messages as the first thing you do when you wake up. Sometimes there's that urgency. People need you. You're an entrepreneur. You are a corporate girl. Your boss needs you. And so you want to check your phone, check your inbox for messages you might have missed when you're sleeping. That gets you immediately reactive and you go through the whole day being reactive. It can get into your mood. It can disrupt your day. And so instead of doing that, take some time for yourself, sit in silence, meditate, or do things that are for you first before you go out checking messages and doing things that are not going to fill you up. Remember, the goal is to be the most productive version of yourself. And if you give yourself to other people, even before you give yourself to you, that will not help you. The 8th micro habits that will make you insanely productive is to batch your decision making. Mental fatigue is real. Your brain has only so much bandwidth, and if you use that for small decisions, what to eat, what to wear, then when you need it to make better, bigger decisions, your brain is already fatigued. So save your brain space for things that matter. Decide what you're going to wear for the week on Sunday so you're not making daily decisions. Decide also to eat the same breakfast or the same lunch for a season. That way you can reserve your brain power for actual work when it matters. The last but one micro habit is to review your goals every Friday. Remember that in the beginning of the week you had set your non-negotiables. It is irrelevant to set your non-negotiables if you're not reviewing them. You want to check if you're moving towards your goal or you're taking a detour. You don't want to wait till the end of the month or even worse, the end of the year before you review it every Friday so that you know whether you're spending your time and your energies right, whether you're moving in the right direction, what help you need, what resources you need to get so that you can reach the goals that you have set for yourself. Every Friday, block out 15 minutes and review your goals. In the next video, I'm going to show you how, as a corporate girly, you can review your goals quantitatively so that you would have metrics that will become useful to you during your year-end review or when you're due for a pay rise. The final micro habit is to end your day with a hard stop. Ambitious women are chronically guilty of this. I am guilty of this. Last night at 1 a.m. I got a bright idea, so I picked up my laptop and decided that I had to put it in before I forget. If you continue to overwork yourself, at some point you will lose your thinking ability and it makes it very hard to be productive. So you need to pick a hard stop to your day. Decide that 9 p.m. that's the end. I'm not opening my laptop and it is closed. I'm not working. This is not a luxury. This is a necessity so that you consistently have the brain power and energy that will fuel you and help you to become insanely productive. I want you to leave this conversation knowing that these are not just hacks I gave you. These are micro habits, structures that if you put in place will help you to have visible proof that you're doing well, not just being busy, but being productive, doing the things that moves you forward, that gets you paid more, that gets you into the rooms you want to go into, and that gives you more leverage. So there you have it, the 10 micro habits that will make you insanely productive as an ambitious career girl. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video.